Hey everyone, it's Stan Heller here, consultant for VectorVest Canada. In this brief video, I want to show you how to find the newest top 20 VST stocks in our VectorVest software. VST gives us the best combination of value, safety, and timing. So when those stocks rise to the top of the VST list, we know we're getting a good combination of fundamentals and timing. So, VectorVest subscribers have always enjoyed considerable success by simply cherry picking the top from the top VST stocks in the stock viewer. It makes sense because VST does have that great combination of value, safety, and timing. It's on a 0 to 2 scale. And when they crack that VST list, the top 20, they're going to have really high VST scores. So I wanted to know, can we gain an additional edge by finding these great stocks early when they first crack that top 20 VST list? So let's have a look. Quick risk disclaimer, there is risk in investing. So of course, everything in today's video is for educational purposes only and should never be considered as investment advice. So what we're going to cover during this session, I'll show you how to set up my favorite search to find the newest top 20 VST stocks. And we'll do some graph histories to backtest or quick test our results. So let's go ahead and do it. We'll open up the VectorVest program. I'll start with the US market. I'll just pull it down to the screen here. All right, so there we are. And just a quick look at the stock viewer, and I've got it set to show the top 30. I can show the top 20. So looking at the top 20 today, these would be your top stocks. You'll recognize BioNTech, Moderna, Nvidia, Crocs. These have all been great stocks, and wouldn't it have been nice to find them early when they first got into this top VST sort, where my mouse is pointing to over here at the right. So these are all excellent scores on a 0 to 2 scale, upside potential with RV, safety with earnings predictability and consistency with RS, and then our technical indicator, the relative timing, showing us that these stocks are all in a really strong uptrend and have momentum. So that's what we're looking for. We want to catch them earlier and see if that can deliver strong results for us. So let's go to the Unisearch tab, and I'm just going to clear this screen and start with a new search. And the first thing we do in VectorVest, we start by setting up a major group folder if we don't have one already, so you can use new group. And if you have a folder that you want to use, for example, my long searches, then I can start to create my search and I'll just save it in my long searches. All right, so let's go ahead. We've got our platform ready to go, and we'll start with the parameter, and we're looking for stocks, and we want to filter by stock. It sets the time of search as today, right now. The operator is going to be equals, and then the value, we're going to left click and sorted stocks, and we'll do a custom in the value. And what we're looking for again is the highest 20 stocks sorted by VST. I'll just move that open there a little bit. So we're doing this by VST, but when you go in, if you use the drop down, you'll notice you've got all these other parameters that you can, or values that you can use for the sort. In VectorVest fields, you can do moving average types of sorts. You can do comfort index times the growth rate, which is a great sort. Just whatever sort we have in here, you can do. relative safety times CI, relative timing times CI, just whatever sort you wish. But I just want to look at this top 20 in the VST stocks when they first move into that list. So when I click on OK, that sets up my first parameter. If I ran the search now, I would just get all 20 stocks that we just saw in the stock viewer. But now I want to look at 1 day ago. So I just click in the date time area, click on days 1 day ago, and I'll go stocks, filter by stock, and does not equal. And we use the same sort again, the highest 20. So 1 day ago, any stocks that are returned by this search would not have been in the top 20 VST list. And I take it one more day for my own favorites. You can certainly set it up the way you like, get them as soon as they come into the top 20 VST, but I want them to be in there or not in there for the last 2 days at least. And we'll just go filter by, whoops, stock, does not equal, sorted, whoops, custom, and in the highest 20 again, click OK. And that's pretty much it. I know that if these stocks are in the top 20 VST, their volume will be fine. They'll have a good price point, all of that. I could add those conditions, but this is just really, I just want to see these stocks that have moved into the top 20, regardless of anything else about them. We know they'll have some good fundamentals, and of course the timing will be good. Mostly they'll be buy-rated stocks. You can see over here by the big B in green. So these stocks were in the top 20, and there they are. And just to do a test on these, what I like to do is just click on the date bar and just change the date. And for example, I can start a little further out, go to the December 31st. That'll give me sort of year-to-date type of returns here. We don't hold these typically all the way for year to date. We might if the graph allows that, but we would set a trailing stop or have a firm stop in mind with these stocks when we buy them. So let's just go in and graph them. This is 12/31/20 when they first got into the VST list. So I'm just going to graph them all here. There's 2 of them. And typically you won't find more than 2, 3, 4, 5. So the sort is really not that important. So once again, this was on December 31st that we ran the search. So I'm just going to put my date line on December 31st, and it was right there. And I've got the 40-day moving average of that relative timing trend and momentum indicator, and we do like to see it above 1, which it is here, and we like to see it rising, which it is. So we're in good shape here. We lost a bit of momentum, and then it really picked up again. So we went from $15.87, and I would have sold somewhere right here at $36. Maybe not precisely there, but certainly with 2 red candles, there were some warning signs. But maybe on July 27th, when price is $34.51, you would be selling. So that's a pretty good gain with just that one stock, going from 12/31 here, going from 15.87 sort of all the way to 34.51. And the next one, this one, 12/31, was right here. And so we got a nice little gain here from 42.71. And when you see this kind of a candle with this very long wick at the top of the candle, that's a climatic top. So you're getting ready to sell right at the open the next day. It opened at 50.62, and so that's where you would be out somewhere in that range, certainly no worse than $47. Okay, so that's 1231 right there. And there's where you would be out again, somewhere around $50. So two pretty good gainers right off the bat, and I'll show you some more results as we go forward. This, by the way, is just a 40-day moving average on price, and we have our earnings per share. It's nice to see that earnings per share rising with both of these stocks. And if, for example, there were a situation where, say, this was the day that Avid actually moved into the top 20 VST stocks right on this day, 316. I'm not saying it is, but what you would notice is there's no follow through. So we had a red candle the next day and it opened lower the next day. So we wouldn't be a buyer there. We would wait until we get back up, maybe get a new buy. And also we would prefer to see the 40-day moving average of RT getting closer to the bottom here where it might start to flatten out. So this would have been a great buying area somewhere in here on this new buy if that were the time when it got into the top VST stocks. So we don't buy unless there's follow through the next day. And that'll be important to you to see when I show you the results of my own quick testing. All right, so I've shown you how to set up your search. I've given you just one example. You can go through. If we were running this on a little closer date to the current date, for example, you could just run it to the date's end here, July 26, for example. And there's two stocks. AMAT is certainly a popular stock. And you could just do a quick test, and they're both up just over 2%. AMAT up almost 3% in just over a week. So that's, and kind of a weak market as well. so that's what you can do, is just do some quick tests, look at the graphs, see when you would have sold, try to be as fair to yourself as you could be, not always picking the ideal sell point, but in the list that I'm going to show you in a minute, I've probably showing you the more ideal sell points. All right, don't always want to show you just everything terribly bearish. But you will get some losers, as you will see, and best to cut your losers early and let your winners run. All right, so in this one I did set this up already. So there's Canada, for example. If I ran that today, we've got three equities that are new to the top 20 VST stocks. Had a good day today. Here's blockchain up 15% today. So you would just look at that graph. Not a particularly impressive graph, although the 40-day moving average of RT is starting to turn up, and price is moving up closer to the 200-day moving average on this graph layout. Let me just change the layout to our standard VectorVest layout. So we're actually kind of hugging the 40-day moving average. That's a really nice setup, actually, when you see that price hugging the 40-day and then a breakout to the upside, and we got a new buy. So this is just new to the top 20 VST stocks, but it looks like it's got some room to move to the upside. All right, so I thought I would show you that. So here's just some of my own quick testing so that you can take a snapshot of this if you like while your video's paused and do your own testing. Again, some of these exits are going to be fairly ideal. You know, you might have some slippage there, obviously, in real life trading. I know I would, but it's just to give you an idea. Renewable energy, 43% from the time it got into the top 20 VST stocks. And you can see the annualized rates of return here pretty strong as well, because you wouldn't have held that one very long. just over a month from January 5th to February 16th in that case. And there's Moderna. I think everybody's familiar with that name, from May 26th when it got into the top 20 VST to August 5th, current day when I'm doing the video, up 137%. So it's alerting you to some really good trading opportunities, and then use um, your entry and exit plan to get in and out in a good position. Again, I wouldn't enter the trade unless I get follow through the next day personally. All right, so there's some other examples. So here was one on July 1st. I ran the test and found these 3 stocks, and Oasis, there was no follow through, so no entry and no loss, no harm done. But Hibbett, there was follow through, but it didn't last, and wound up taking a small loss there. And Hibbett, 2 times we tried it and lost money both times, so we won't be doing that one again. All right, so some really excellent results here in some short periods from July 1st. Here's IDT still going strong, actually, and up 30%. So that's the US side. Canada, and I'm sure other countries with our VectorVest software. You get Australia, the UK, and Europe, and I'm sure you would get similar results there. Canada, the results were actually even better, more consistent than I found on the US side when I was doing my quick test. And these were just random dates that I picked, typically a green light or a green light buyer in VectorVest, which is a pretty strong market timing signal, or the next day or two after that green light buy signal. But you can see the results here: 24, 27, 75 on Go Easy, and selling at July 30th here. And HMJU, so the marijuana space, this one 2-time leverage ETF, up 416%, and you find it early by noticing when it gets into the top 20 VST stocks. That's an exceptional gain. You won't see many like that. But it's nice when you get 1 or 2. And here's TFI, very strong performance, 47% after it got into the top 20 VST. All right, well, listen, I hope this was interesting and helpful to you. And again, now that you know how to set up the search, you can go ahead and set this up with any search parameter, and see how you like it. So I've used VST, but again, you can come in, choose your sort. Maybe you want to go stocks, VectorVest, fields. Let's try growth rate times RT. And so you can get the top 20 going there. Just make sure if you do change the sort that you are consistent. VectorVest fields, growth rate times RT, in all your parameters here. So we just got to do a quick change, which hopefully is just a little reinforcement on how to do it. Repetition is always good. So there's growth rate times RT. And so you're going to get a different look here. Okay. Let's just see how this one might have done if I went back a week. So if I went back a week, we'd just see. So ARC Resources would have come up on 726, and you can kind of have a look at it. And it doesn't look like it did very well. Was that 726? Yep, 726. It was right at resistance, no follow through the next day after a really good run up, but you would have not entered that position even though it came up on your search. But just an example that you can change your value here to whatever sort you like. And you can go top 20, top 10, top 50, top 100, make all those changes. All right, well, listen, I hope it was interesting. If you like this kind of video, be sure to click on the like button. That helps us attract a larger audience and uh, gives us more incentive to do these videos. So click on the like button and subscribe to our channel. If you have questions, if you want to take a trial, if you're not a member currently, we've got a special on, just 99 cents, and you can try VectorVest for 30 days. So do call our support team. 1-888-658-7638 is the number to call. Thanks, everyone. Hope you enjoy the video.